Coloradans continue to help Ukrainians any way they can. Now they're getting creative, sharing homes and utilizing short-term rentals in new ways. Our Marissa Armas with more on these efforts tonight. Marissa, true acts of kindness and expecting nothing in return.
Jim, that's right. Last week, we told you about several Coloradans donating supplies and clothing to help Ukraine. Now we're learning more about Coloradans utilizing their phones and computers to connect on websites like Airbnb to help Ukrainians on the ground financially.
Despite being thousands of miles away, many in the Rocky Mountains are finding innovative ways to help those in Ukraine.
There's something wonderful about anonymous humanity.
Susan Bailey is one of dozens in Colorado who has recently booked an Airbnb in the war-torn country with no intention of actually visiting.
Generating, therefore, revenue for a Ukrainian host who's very much in need.
Susan, who is also an Airbnb host, says the heartbreaking stories coming out of Ukraine have prompted her to convince her friends and family members to do it too.
The centerpiece of what we're seeing in the Ukraine and in Russia is something that just tears apart our very beings.
And on the ground in Denver, Airbnb hosts like Gretchen Blaze are preparing their homes for if and when Ukrainian refugees arrive in the state.
It's something that's just near and dear to our hearts.
In the past, Gretchen has hosted about 12 refugee families, including several who arrived from Afghanistan last fall.
When you meet them and you see their children and you hear their stories of where they came from and what they hope to build here, for me, I think it's a renewal of the American dream.
And Gretchen says the doors to her home will be open when the time comes.
We feel blessed to have the opportunity to help serve them.
And currently, Airbnb is waiving all service fees for any bookings that are happening in Ukraine to help the host there. They say that worldwide, there have been more than 61,000 bookings. In Denver, Marissa Armas covering Colorado First.